Well, hello there, YouTube. This is Crazy Cool New Yorker coming at you today. Well, I'm out on the bike. It's a beautiful day. It's a little cool for me, though. It's about 74 degrees. I know a lot of motorcyclists love when the weather dips down a little into the 70s. But that's a little too cold for me. You know, I'm bundled up. I got the sweater on. Sweater with a turtleneck to be exact, the thermal liner in the jacket, and the heavy socks on. You know, I'm quite the opposite. I like riding when it's 80 degrees, and what I do is, you know, I have my summer jacket. I just keep the lining out so I can feel the wind blow across my skin. So now I'm all bundled up and you know, I don't have any of the elements touching me. So I wish I was where the other guys that I watched were. I believe, you know, they're in the South, and they still got the high 70s, low 80 degree weather. That's perfect for me. But once it drops down to that 74, 73, 72, 68, oh man, I'm bundling up like it's wintertime underneath my coat. And this jacket, I'm wearing my Icon jacket. It's a good jacket. I mean, this insulation is really good. It's thick, you know, so I'm not feeling anything. I just put the turtleneck on. Even though the jacket comes with a high neck collar, I put the turtleneck on just for a little extra protection. So right now what I'm doing is I'm heading from home. I'm cutting through the city, and I'm heading to Zack's Victory. I want him to look at my bike. You know, it is getting cold now, and when I was riding last week, it did a little something funny. I wasn't sure what it was, so I called him up, and he said, you know, that just sounds like a sensor that may be a little loose with the anything that's covered under your warranty, so bring it on in. So, you know, I want to be the first one there. I don't want to be tied up, because he gets pretty busy. You know, he really is good. So I tried to be the first one in and the first one out. He opens up at 9, so I left my house at 8. And I should be there in another, it's now 8:30, I should be there in another 10-15 minutes. So he will look at the bike and just make sure everything's okay for me. And again, it wasn't nothing serious. It just did something. I was just like, hey, what is that? You know. And I went in on the forum to take a look. You know, and a couple of riders said, you know, it's very rare. It's a bad sensor with the brake or something. Don't. You know, because the ABS light flickered a little, and I was just like, I'm not grabbing my brakes, you know. So I immediately addressed the situation, and I told them about it, and he was like, bring it in, don't even worry about it, just bring it right on in so we can have it looked at. So that's what I'm gonna do. You know, I'd rather be safe than sorry, be on one of these long journeys and find out my ABS braking is not what it's supposed to be. So, you know, it's funny because I met up with the Best 19A back in, I'm going to say, early July, either late June or early July. We hooked up and we went to the Bear Mountain Bike Show. It's on a Wednesday, and that was the first time we ever met. And I have to say, he's a really nice guy. I met him and his buddy, I forgot his screen name, but I'll call him Jay. Sorry, Jay, I just forgot your screen name. You know I know your real name. I just forgot the screen name, your YouTube name. So I met up with Jay first, and it was funny because the Best 19A, he was like, meet at the gas station on your right hand side, and I think he said it was like a mobile or something. So I'm coming down, and we're all on the phone talking, and he's going, you sure? Because I don't think that's a mobile on that side. That was Jay saying it. And the Best 19A was like, yeah, it's over there. So I said, okay, I'm just like 5 minutes away, 6 minutes, and I'll meet up with you. And so I'm heading down, I think it was 9W. I'm heading down, actually let me get in this lane. I'm heading down, and there's a biker who passes me on the other side of the road. So we look at each other, but I'm like, well, Jay said he's going to meet me at the gas station, so I know that's not him. So I'm looking for the gas station. I don't find it, and I drive through the end of town, and then there's this guy standing there with a motorcycle. So I said, okay, that's got to be Jay. So I get off the bike. I say, hi, how's it going? Like, nice meeting you. I'm ready to strike up a conversation. About 30 seconds in, he goes, I'm not Jay. Like, really? And I said, okay, I apologize. And sure enough, like 20 seconds later, here comes the guy who I passed on the road. He pulls up into the gas station, and it's Jay. I was like, oh man. I said, it's funny because I'm talking to this guy thinking it was you, and the fact that we looked at each other when we passed each other, he just took the chance, and he knew that was me because I told him what color the bike was and everything. And he has a sports bike, so I should have realized, and something in my mind was like, I wonder if that's him. But he said that he'll be waiting at the gas station. So we end up, riding the rest of the way to Bear Mountain together. It was probably about 5 miles out from it, I guess. Got in there, and beautiful bikes there. A lot of bikes. We kind of got there about 7 o'clock. It was not too packed, but it was getting packed. And I met the Best 19A in person for the first time. Again, very nice guy. We hit it off. All three of us hit it off like really well. So that's the good thing. When you meet up with people and you find out you got something in common besides the love of motorcycles. And that was great. I mean, it was really, really good. We stayed out there for a while. Man, I didn't get home until 11 o'clock, I think, 11:30. But that's because of the traffic, too. It's a little crazy getting out of there. But we saw some great cars, some nice vintage cars, some beautiful motorcycles. Some good people. Didn't have any food. I wasn't looking to have too much food going on. So, because I knew I was going to eat. I ate dinner before I left. So I basically didn't eat anything out there, and I don't eat too much fast food anyway. But we stayed out there. We tried to do a ride real quick over a back way of mountains, but they actually had the road blocked. I believe there was a storm the day before, and they closed the road. I guess there was a couple of down trees or something like that. That was a nice bike. I think that was a Vicario. I probably said that wrong. By Kawasaki Vicario. Those are nice, very nice bikes. So we end up, just taking the long way back home because there was a lot of traffic. So we had to deroute around that too. And I didn't get home until about 11:30. But I have to say that day was a really nice adventure. I met some good people. We often text each other to say hello and try to hook up for some rides together. They actually was kind enough to invite me to a trip to Vermont. It was a big bikers fest going on in Vermont in July, And unfortunately, I could not get someone to work my shift, so I had to back out of it at the last second. I was really trying, because I've never been to Vermont on a motorcycle. I've driven up to Vermont, but never on a motorcycle. But then it's funny, because later on I end up driving to Vermont. Didn't plan on it, but I end up driving to Vermont. So, but they had a great time, and they shared the stories and stuff like that, and they posted it on YouTube, and I was just like, next time for sure I would definitely be there. But I just had to share that story with you guys, because it's not often you meet a lot of people, and for the fact that we are both, we both live up here in New York State, and it's, I believe, myself and the Best 19A, I think we live about 10 miles from each other, maybe 12 pushing it, but we're pretty close, so it's easy for us to meet up. Jay is about, I forgot the town he's in. He told me, but I think that's maybe 20 miles away from us. So on the bike, that's not too far from each other. It's easy for us to all just sync up. The problem is, it's just time. Every time one is free, the other is busy. So, but we'll hook up again. I know it soon, because it was a great riding experience. I like riding with those guys. They were very nice, good laugh, good conversation, and great bikes. And I have to say, they both have some really nice bikes. When we ride and we show you our bikes on the video, it's not the same when you see it in person. You don't see how big the bike is. You don't see how it shines in the sunlight. You don't hear it up close and personal when they start it. They have some really nice bikes, and I like that. We all have the same common hobby, and it was good conversation, like I said. So I'm almost at Zack's Victory. He's going to just check my baby out for me, make sure it's okay. If it's a quick fix, he said it's under warranty, so I'm not worried about that. And I shouldn't be in there too long. And then I will be heading out for some errands. I got to stop at Home Depot real quick as well. I have to get the cover, the exhaust cover for my dryer on the outside of the house. Unfortunately, one of the little small panels broke, so I gotta, I forgot to charge up the screwdriver, the power screwdriver. Well, one of the panels broke, so I gotta pull it off real quick. I'll probably clean out the dryer duct while I'm down there, and just to get it taken care of, and then put the new cap on. When you own a house, there's always something that needs to be done. Every single day. It's okay though, because this is my wife and our baby. It's our first house together, and we love the responsibility as new homeowners to take care of our house. We do. As you can see, there's Zack Victory. Make sure these people behind me can see me. Sometimes I do that if I'm at a light, or if I'm stopped to make a turn and there's a lot of cars coming, and I don't think that the person coming up the road doesn't see me, I kind of stand up on the bike before they even get close. I may wave my arms or something just to make myself visibly bigger. So they're like, hey, what's that in the road? You never know. These guys, they do so much stuff. They're texting or doing something crazy, so I try to be as visible as possible. So, kickstand down. Neutral. Shut off the bike.